Well, today is National Napping Day, which comes on the first Monday after springing forward an hour over the weekend. But scientists say losing just 1 hour of sleep can wreak havoc on our bodies and our everyday lives. Joining us now is Salk researcher Emily Manoogian, who talks about the biological clocks and how this is impacting human health. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's dive into this. Certainly a lot of us don't feel so great today after losing that hour of the sleep. Can you talk about what it's really doing to our bodies and to our minds?
Yeah, so your body is coordinated by what we call the circadian system, which is daily rhythms in pretty much every aspect of your body and your behavior and how your body functions. And it's used to predict what your body needs to be able to do, so everything is kind of happening in the right place at the right time. And even that 1 hour shift can kind of throw the body off in a lot of different ways. So when you wake up, you feel groggy. You also have that hour of sleep deprivation. For those that are at high risk for cardiovascular disease, that could be enough to trigger a heart attack or a stroke, because the way your heart works is different at different times of day. And that extra little push of cortisol in the morning when it isn't expecting it can be enough to throw it off. And then we also are at higher risk of car accidents as well, because our attention might be a little bit compromised and our muscles aren't going to respond as quickly.
And this can also affect food, right, in terms of what we're eating and what it can do to our bodies. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so when you're sleep deprived or you're not feeling as well, our brains actually change the types of food we crave to be sweeter, a little bit more indulgent. And so we frequently also treat ourselves a lot on days like these where we were forced to wake up early as a way to make ourselves feel better. So that's a very temporary way that this kind of builds up. But having daylight savings time where you may be getting light too late and not enough light in the morning can also lead to compromising how your body takes in that sugar in the morning, and over time can lead to compromised glucose regulation, eventually either prediabetes or diabetes.
As you know, Californians voted a few years ago to do away with these time changes. They wanted the state legislature to get that done, and they were not able to do it with a 2/3 vote. So until they fix this in some ways, we obviously have to take care of ourselves. So can you talk about the things that people can do either before the next change and after we've gone through this one to be healthier?
Yeah, absolutely. So the problem is really that your body can't shift an hour overnight. So one thing you can do if you're prepping ahead of time is to try to shift a little bit each day for a couple of days ahead of time. So rather than a 1 hour shift in one day, maybe break it into 15 or 20-minute increments over 2 or 3 days. That now, if you haven't had a chance to do that ahead of time, what you can do today is just try to keep all of your schedule on the new time as fast as you can. So have your dinner a little earlier than you did, yesterday or a couple days ago, and try to get everything on the new schedule to really help your body synchronize. So eating at the right time, going to bed earlier, and if you can get that extra hour of sleep tonight to try to help make up for that loss, that can be helpful as well.
I'm definitely going to try to do that tonight. Salk researcher Emily Manoogian, thank you so much. We really appreciate your tips.
Thank you for having me.